The ancient, deserted mill house was located in the middle of the countryside. People in the neighborhood whispered stories about how the house was cursed and how anyone who dared enter never came back. Yet, a daring and inquisitive group of friends chose to investigate the haunted mansion. The hairs on their necks sprang up, and they shuddered despite it being a nice summer day as they made their way through the overgrown yard and toward the door. After a brief moment of hesitation, one of them, John, opened the door, and they all entered. They were immediately engulfed in a spooky quiet. Their footsteps resounded throughout the deserted home, making the soul sound. The floors squeaked under their feet, and through the gaps in the walls, they could hear the breeze blowing. They instantly heard a deep, menacing growl, and they instantly immobilized in fear. Sarah said in a quivering voice, "Did you hear that?" John said, "It must have been a wandering canine," in an effort to soothe her. But everyone realized it wasn't a canine. They sensed a sinister presence observing them from the darkness. Strange things started to transpire as they explored the home further. Doors slammed shut, things started moving on their own, and they could hear whispers emanating from the vacant chambers. They had no doubt that they weren't the only ones in the home. Emily said, "People, I don't think we should be here," her voice trembling from dread. But it was too late to go back at this point. They needed to exit the home because they had already entered it. They encountered a chamber that was distinctive from the others as they moved through the labyrinthine passageways. Strange patterns were painted on the walls, and the room's center gave off a hazy light. "What is this?" asked Tom, as he warily neared the glowing item. The item began to lift abruptly, and the room was bathed in blinding light. The companions were knocked to the ground and felt the earth tremble under them. They entered a new chamber after the light faded, which was even more foreboding than the previous one. A person stood in the corner, gazing at them with glowing eyes as the walls were covered in blood. John inquired, his words scarcely audible above a whisper. Without responding, the figure began to approach them. Their legs wouldn't move, despite their attempts to flee. The dread had rendered them helpless. They were abruptly addressed by a voice that could not have been either masculine or feminine. "This location is doomed, leave immediately. Whoever comes in will never depart," said the speaker. The companions were aware that they needed to leave. They attempted to concentrate on a route out while they closed their eyes. They were back in the chamber with the odd symbols when they opened their eyes. They quickly fled the home and didn't turn around. They never mentioned their encounter again, but they were aware that the legend of the mill house haunting was actually a frightening truth.